off with an opening question. Please raise your hand for questions. Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I just, first of all, the first thing I want to say is how awesome it was to play at Nippert. I mean, it was everything that I anticipated it being, and then some. Shout out to our students' body that came out here, over an hour early, and then posted up in that end zone over there, all wearing white. It was awesome, and we ran out, and you get to look up and see, we still got people filing in, and after we started the game, which was awesome, and we filled the stadium up, and we fed off of that energy right from the start. I think our first drive, we went down. I think it was 4th and 5, and we went for it and hit a big touchdown. And from that point forward, we really didn't slow down. And I thought Emory played very well, obviously, and I thought he did a good job in his decision making. We felt we had some good receivers, and they proved that to be true today. Guys made some great plays, and O-line did really good in the first half there. And the defense was very solid. I think their offense is a very good offense. I think their quarterback has proven that he's a good quarterback. And, so we knew that he was going to be able to make some plays on us. And, he hit some throws. And we really didn't get to him in the first half. And I was talking to the defense coordinator about, B. Brown, about us trying to get some pressure. I think we ended up, 3 or 4 sacks there in the second half. And we did a good job of creating turnovers. I thought that was big, too. Disappointed in the one. I think we got a sack fumble. Emory did on our tackle got beat around. Disappointed in that. We got to get that fixed. And I think the teams did awesome too. Think about our special teams. I mean, knocking down field goals. We didn't really need Fletch today, but when he got in there, he boomed the last one, and which was awesome to see. And I thought our coverage teams were really good. So that was good to see. All those things were really good to see in your first game because you don't really know what you're going to get in the first game. I did think our kids prepared very well this week. They were very focused, intent, coming out and playing a great game, and they did that. It was awesome to see.
Maybe anticipate the offense. 10 new starters, maybe taking a little bit to gel, a little time to get going. Was it obviously a pleasant surprise to see that not happen?
Yeah, you just don't ever know. I mean, I don't even think Gerhardt started today. I don't think he may have. Did he start?
Yeah.
He did. Okay, good. At least they had one returning starter. So we had one returning starter, and I think we really did a good job of finding players that are team guys in the portal, and that's hard to do. That receiver group we have, they're talented, but they're also very unselfish, and they play like it today. I don't know 6 different receivers scored a touchdown, caught a touchdown today. I mean, that's great distribution, and you just don't ever know how it's going to work out in the game. And and I think we knew early going in we want to take some shots down the field, and we hit them. And then I think once that started rolling, it started opening up some of the run game. And Corey broke off that big run that we had there, and we were able to get a few more runs in there. So I think it's going to go hand in hand. We have to be able to do both. We want to be able to run the football. But we have some good weapons outside that need to get their touches.
Was today a testament to guys like Jack and Zach and Cass, talent acquisition team? I
think it was a collective effort. Yeah, the whole recruiting department and all our coaches. I mean, we worked really hard at it. I think obviously in the portal, and you're under the gun a little bit. I get hired in December, and all of a sudden we got to try to get some guys here in January. Then you go through that semester, and you're like, all right, what can we get this in May? And so. Under the gun really more in January, and then you got a little bit more time, and those guys did a great job of identifying and then trying to bring guys in to help us this summer. And then I think we really gelled. You talk about you don't know how it's going to be, but we gelled this summer a lot. I think Emory, his relationship with X, from Florida, I think really helped. And that was a good connection today. Those two guys. I think Prater did awesome. I think he's got a bright future out there. I mean, he's a big guy that can run and catch. We saw that again today. So. I think when I think about when I first got here, it was one of maybe our weakest position group, and now it's one of our stronger position groups. And so I think that's how quickly you can flip that, when going to the portal.
What did you see on that 4th and 5 to Xavier, and did the game get easier, and did you get?
I just think that was a play that was a vertical route that we wanted to run, and it's 4th and 5. We tempoed and ran it. I just wanted to try to hit them fast and let Emory read it out, and did a great job of seeing X, behind the guy and just. Beautiful throw, and then he did the rest. But I just think it's 4th and 5. It's around midfield. I want to be aggressive, and and it paid off.
You went Kiner, Montgomery in the rotations for running back. Then it was just kind of Kiner. Was that kind of a tryout to start the game, or is that kind of the expectation going forward?
No, I think it's going to take all those running backs. you know, I think, shoot, I don't even know who we played today, four or five guys back there, but I mean, it's going to take all of them. You know, there's guys that can catch the ball better. There's guys that protect better. There's guys that can run a little bit better. And so I think as we're still working that out. You know, as we head through the season, we'll find out which guys I think that can help us the most in that run, in that room, and then allow them to play a little bit more. You know, but it wouldn't have surprised me if, you know, one of them played more than the other one. You just pick a name out of a hat, you know, but whoever's going to be making the plays are going to be playing in that room. And I think that's where we're at. I mean, I'm pulling for all of them, but we're going to end up playing the guys who are making the most plays.
Emery started the game 7 for 7 for 143 yards. How important was it for his confidence and the rest of the team to get off to that type of start?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's, you know, great for your confidence if you're throwing dimes out there and we're catching them. I mean, that's going to make you feel good. And I think as the game went on, we just kept, you know, feeling it really. I mean, quite honestly, and you know, as a play caller, you're like, man, these guys are seeing it really good. So let's continue to try to hit some of these plays, and they were making them, you know. And I think if they're doing that, we're going to keep feeding them, you know. And I think we're going to try to take what the defense gives us. And tonight or this afternoon, the defense was giving us some of those balls down the field. And you know, and what I love about it is, like, you know, Emery's not just dialed in on one guy. I mean, X maybe had the better game as far as yards go, but he's not really dialed in. He's dialed in on who's open. You know, he hit Braden, you know, on the right side. Nobody's covering him, and you know, he goes and scores. You know, and so I think I love the distribution of whatever they're going to give us. We're going to try to take, and I think for the most part, you know, Emery played very well. I mean, there was I would say, I don't know, I think 4 plays where I think, okay, he could have done better on those 4 plays, and you know, as far as decision making goes, and you know, he's very efficient, 19 for 23, and I think you know, he played about as good as you can play, really.
Keith and then Marshall.
Threats at that big interception. What makes him a special defender on that back end?
Yeah, I mean, Threats is, you know, he's our energy guy back there. You know, he's always talking and flying around and making plays, and you know, he does a good job in coming down and stopping the run. And you know, and that was a big time play there to get the interception there. You know, when we needed one, and you know, I think he's he do a little bit of everything. You know, sometimes you get some safeties that maybe are just really good in the pass game, not in the run. But I think he's a very solid overall player where he can come down and fit the run really well. But he also is a threat to get an interception in the passing game, and you know, he's obviously had a really good game today, and you know, I think he's one of our better solid players in the back end.
Coach, coming off a huge win, I know you haven't had time to look at any of the tape yet, but how does a 66-13 win, how does that prepare you for when you go against Power 5 teams that are going to have more talent?
Yeah, I mean, I think we go out there to play the game, you know, and I know I wasn't necessarily trying to score that many points, you know, really. And, I mean, we're trying to execute and make plays. I mean, you know, we throw a bubble out to Barry. I mean, we're just, and he I don't even know where he went. I mean, what was that, 60-some yards or something? I mean, 65 yards. I mean, he made the play, you know, and so we can't apologize for getting a lot of yards and a lot of points. I mean, you know, whoever we play, we got to try to play the best we can possibly play. We realize next week we got Pitt. You know, Pitt has a lot of, you know, has a better defense. We recognize that. We played them last year. They have a tremendous defense, actually, and it'll be a lot more of a challenge, you know. But I think when whoever you play, whoever they put down in front of us, we got to go out and try to play our very best. And you know, I can't apologize for putting up points and yards, but you know, we want to try to execute. And when you execute, good things happen. It'll be harder to execute next week, you know, and so we're going to have to be even, you know, more sharp, and we're going to have a great week of practice. But tonight, we're going to celebrate this win, and then tomorrow we'll worry about Pitt.
A couple more, Russ, and then Neil. Marshall, if you got a follow-up.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. So then, how does it make it more difficult then to judge the tape when you're going against a team that doesn't have the same skill level?
I don't look at it that way. You know, over the years, I've opened up with all kind of teams for over the 25 years I've been coaching, and I've opened up teams where we really, you know, played well and we won big. You know, and then the next week we didn't play as well, and the next week we played great, and then I've done the other. You know, we've had some hard teams we opened up with, and then the next week we've done bad and we've done good. I don't think there's any correlation. I think really it's about the preparation of that particular week. You know, because it's a one-week season for us, and it's 1 week. You know, so now next week it's all Pitt. We're not worried about what we did last week. It's Pitt, and but tonight we're celebrating EKU.
Do you live under a rock?
I don't know what that means.
Russ.
Daniel Greshik has the team high 7 tackles, 2 for loss, a sack, a forced fumble as well. Is this kind of the role and the impact you as a coaching staff and he as a player envision when he made the choice to come here and play alongside of such a talented interior front.
Yeah, no question. And man, I love DG. I mean, he is a great kid, and his journey. We talked about this last night as a team. I mean, I could just pick any guy and talk about their journey. These people don't realize the things that these guys have gone through. And DG is just one example. You know, former walk-on when he first went to college, and then now he never would have dreamed he'd be in Cincinnati. Making plays. 5 years later of his career, and a kid from LA. I mean, it's incredible, and his journey, and I think, and for him to come out here and have a game like that, I mean, he's been doing that since he got here this spring, but he's a great person, and for him to go out and make plays, I mean, I'm pulling for guys like that, and so you get a good push with him, those D linemen we have up front, and he's going to get some opportunity to make some plays, and he made the most of it today.
Neil, final question.
Sammy Anderson was a guy who really had a tremendous camp. Obviously, he got dinged up a little bit earlier today. Do you just have any update on him?
Yeah, I think he had a head contusion or something, upper body, and was not able to get back into the game. We talked to him. I mean, I talked to him at halftime. He seemed fine. He's smiling. He's feeling good. But I think anytime you have an injury like that, and you got to be more precautious than anything. We'll have more of an update, I think, maybe first part of the week. But I would anticipate him being fine.
Final second question.
Sorry, Scott, I know you weren't here last year, but Ivan Pace was here today, got a big ovation from the crowd.
Oh, that's great.
So just how big was that to see him here? And
Oh, that's
be
awesome.
Be around the team.
I didn't see him. I wish I'd have saw him. But man, that guy's awesome. I wish he was on our team. I know, but he's starting for whoever was it, Vikings. Yeah, he's starting for the Vikings. So good for him. I just got to be around him a little bit when we got here. Back in December, and I'm so happy for him. And a guy, I went down to Senior Bowl and watched him practice, and it was awesome. And he did great, and nobody took him. But he's got the last laugh because he's starting. So good for him. And I love underdogs. I love guys like that, and to have a chip on their shoulder. And that's how I envision our program. Like if anybody's counting us out, man, we're just gonna keep battling. And that, just like he did, to get that starting job. So that's awesome that he came back. I love it. Like this summer and spring when our former players, the NFL guys, they come back and hang out. I absolutely love that. Be with our guys. Those guys that help get this program to where it's at right now, man, they're always welcome. And I love it when they come back. We open arms when those guys come back. So rooting for him.
Cool. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Congrats.